Vowel modification, little vocal slides, little wiggles. Now, y'all know I was getting to this video. Y'all know I was getting to this video at some point, okay? So, y'all, I'm not gonna make this intro super big and long. Y'all know who she is. She is a mainstay on this channel. We can't get enough of her on this channel. I've tried several times to not do her because I thought I was doing her too much. And y'all was like, no, do it more. So we're gonna do some more Cynthia because why not? So let's dive into these wonderful, wonderful performances, y'all. Let's do it.
Some folks land all the punchlines and barely break a sweat, while others can do pattern as they double pirouette.
I love the clarity in her T's. Pirouette. They're not super hard, but they're as clear as a bell. Intentional articulation. I love how clear her articulation is in this section of the song. Just love it.
With a comedy or kick line, if you're doing you can't go
Wrong. She really leaned into the movement of the word, the phonetic movement of the word into the NG.
And sometimes all you need is a song.
I love that light octave flip. Sometimes all you need. It was so clean. It was still more of like a chesty sound, but it was that bright, twangy Cynthia Erivo punch. Sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need. And then song. It morphed into a woo, so to speak. Something like that.
Some moments call for grandeur as mighty trumpets blare. Some moments call for sleight of hand. Well, I can't help you there. And sometimes it's confetti from cannons firing steady all night long.
All night long. She broke up the word, modified the vowel, long, added some aspirate stops in there as she went through the word. So she broke up the word slightly with the aspirate stops. Long, open up the vowel, long. And you notice this section is a little bit more bigger. It's a little bit more beefier, just a hair. There's more vibrato. There's a little bit more forwardness and robustness in her voice. Robustness, if I can say it like that. A little more robust sounds in her voice, if you will. And there's more punch in the articulation. Not a lot, but just a hair more. So the articulation was clear in the first section, but now it's clear and more punchy in this section. So there's already a progression happening vocally in her delivery here.
Sometimes all you
Need glottal stops. Sometimes all you need. She has some glottal stops and that need, so she broke up the word by way of glottal stops, glottal pops.
Sometimes all you need is a song. Now we love a big production, the sets that touch the sky. Other times it's true that less is more.
More. Open up the vowel instead of more, let go of the R, more. And now in this section, it's much more sound. The music's amplified, it's bigger in texture. Her voice is bigger in texture. She's doing more leaps, more vibrato, more robust sounds, even more so than the section before in this section because we're building up into some more climactic moments in the song. So she's taking us on a vocal journey of technique in terms of a steady climb. We were kind of softer, clear but soft articulation in the first section. The middle section before this section was a little bit bigger. Now in this section we're all out, if you will, with the horns and the voice and everything.
Well, above that big production, if you really wanna fly.
That fly, really wanna fly. It was so I call it the Cynthia Erivo twang, the Cynthia twang. It's just like this perfect punch in the voice where I know she's doing such a smart thing vocally, but it also has such an audible spark, if you will, when you hear it. And she was so consistent on the first part of the diphthong of fly. Fly! She didn't do fly! You know, she didn't go to the second part of the diphthong that quick. She stayed on that fly. So she really laid into that ah sound, the ah, fly. It was so good. And that ping to me comes from a more, what I think it is, a more narrowed vocal tract, kind of like an like a whiny sound, if you will. Fly! Really wanna fly! I can't do it quite like her. But you see what I'm saying? It's that more narrowed vocal tract with a really consistent vowel sound on the fly word.
It's our stories and our songs that let us
soar. Again, vowel modification. Soar. So the R was let go of soar. And it was more that bright, wide, yet big open mouth shape she has on these big vowels that she does in this song. So, and she knows how to place her voice in such a great way. You know, her resonance, where she places her voice, where she puts her voice. She knows how to just move it to where it fits her instrument and what she wants to do with it. It's so smart and intuitive. And it also sounds good, you know?
So I took in all the voices that told me what to do. And I looked through all the choices, and I found one thing is true.
And I looked. That and had a little aspirate onset. And I looked. Sometimes that, like that onset right there can give a more emotional intro to what you're saying. And I looked instead of, and I looked. And I looked. You see how, and I looked gives more of like an emotional spark to the line. And I looked. And I looked. You know, it gives a little more of a rev up to the vocal line.
It's really very simple. It's the thing that makes you sing, that makes you strong.
You can see that vowel modification for sure in that part. Strong. Okay, the word is still strong, but she phonetically modified it and added vowels in there, added schwas and vowels to make it work. Strong. And it's interesting, every time she says, and sometimes all you need, it's a glottal onset and a more darker belt. And instead of, and sometimes, and it's what she's doing. And sometimes all you need, probably tilting the cricoid cartilage a little bit. Instead of, and, because the rest of her singing is way more speech-like to me in a way. There's like a twangy speech quality to her singing, which again is so smart. It's so smart and so great for musical theater and in general, you know. But then when she adds different colors of the belt, and sometimes all you need, you see what I'm doing? Like I try to do what she just did, adding that beefier color to the belt on the end. So she adds different colors of belts, if you will. Different colors of belts. Different colors of belt sounds, if you will, in her delivery.
Sometimes all you need is
Did you see her clavicle? Is and I feel like the first breath was through the nose. Is, but you see the whole breathing cavity expands. Is, second one was through the mouth. So you can really see her breathing pattern happening in real time by way of looking at her clavicle and looking at her, you know, chest cavity right here. You can really see it. It's higher. It's not really low and diaphragmatic. It's more expansive and all over. Is kind of higher in the placement of the breathing, if you will. I loved how she did that song. And she keeps those vowels and those diphthongs and stuff so consistent. She keeps the vowel right in the money until she's ready to get off the vowel, and then she heads out to the rest of the word, which is the NG, song, right? But that song was right there, song. Tell you something. I I love Broadway inspirational voices. Oh my gosh. If y'all ever see this, I am a huge fan of y'all's. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget the first time I heard one of their songs. It was Joy to the World. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let heaven and earth. I was at a church singing, and the church's choir sang that rendition of Joy to the World. And I immediately was like, oh my God, whose version is that? Who are these people? Who made this song? Who made this rendition? And my brothers and I were obsessed with this rendition of Joy to the World. And we found out it was Broadway inspirational voices, and I have been hooked on them ever since. Y'all gotta go listen to that Joy to the World. But anyway, they have such a clean sound. Their sound is so clean. And I love how they did their intro here. Sometimes all you need. It was a swell and a vibrato in the swell. Sometimes all you need is a song. It's all you need. Every little move that they make is so intentional. They sing with such intentionality, and I appreciate that. They are all Broadway voices, so they all can sing very well out the gate. So putting those kind of voices together, you're going to get the kind of sound, that clean, crisp, bright sound that I love that they have. Oh, it's so good. Listen, if y'all ever need an extra member, sign me up, Jack, okay? I can do a little alto, a little soprano, whatever y'all need, okay? I'm joking, but I'm serious. If y'all need an extra voice, let a brother know. If y'all need it, let me know, okay?
It's all you need, and sometimes all you need is the first time nominee.
Sometimes all you need is the first time nominee. See here the vocal slides. Sometimes all you need is the first time nominee. But that sometimes, the time have vibrato. Sometimes all you need is the first time nominee. And even the diphthong in time was lessened too. Sometimes. It was a sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need. First time nominee. The second part of the diphthong of time is lessened to a high extent. So yeah. Yeah, intentionality. Woo, bright intentionality. Ooh, I just love them.
Well, when altar closes, Mama wrote, and we all sing out the sing sometimes all you see is a purpose to attend for the story of providing love, and it's made me happy, yeah. Sometimes all you need.
And I like hearing Cynthia in this context, you know, with a choir behind her, she can kind of ad-lib and stuff. We don't get to hear her a lot in this kind of setting, you know what I'm saying? At least I haven't heard her a lot in this kind of setting where it's a good sounding gospel styled choir and she gets to kind of do her thing. Ooh, I love this sound. I love it.
It's a belt that punches down, and it's fast pops up, but here comes wrong. 'Cause Johnny's back in town. Oh, sometimes all you need, he's on his talent on display.
She's adding a tiny bit of grit on certain syllables. She's adding a little bit more compression here because the song is building up even more. And you know, gospel styles often make people kind of add some of that sound to their voice, add some of that distortion, some of that grit sometimes, depending on the singer. If they feel comfortable doing it and they feel good doing it, they may add some grit to the sound.
Oh, what's called word? It's never right. The eagles to slay, or get out so you can get. Hootie, Kieran, Downey, Denzel.
That was a nice chord right there. Yeah, y'all.
She cries, Dorian Gray. So when the world is looking gloomy, well, let that curtain rise. 'Cause the antidote to find a night is we all harmonize. We're here in holding space. Broadway's the place we all belong.
Now you can hear Cynthia is a lot more beefy in her belting generally here. There's a lot more beefiness in the belting than before. She kind of sprinkled the beefiness. Now it's all beefy. She's really hitting it home now. Again, that steady climb in vocal technique that I was talking about, you know? She climbed in intensity, in vocal intensity. Now she's all out, big sound. Sometimes all you need is a song. Like she's there now.
Sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need. Yeah. Sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need.
Sometimes all you need. I like how she went up to the heady spot right there. That was nice. Because the eval could be hard to sing in a belty sound and a more thicker chesty sound. So I like how she chose to do it and a more heady, domey, woo, woo, woo sound there. It was a smart move. I like that. It was a smart move. Now, did you hear that? Hey, had a little grit there. That's what I'm talking about. She's sprinkling the grit in now as well. That's another way to get more passionate in your delivery, is you add some distortion in your voice. If you're cool with it, if you like to do that stuff, if you're comfortable doing it, add some grit in there.
Right now, this is the bit where I ask you to join in. And I can't have you be afraid, so if I put this microphone in your face, you better sing. You understand? Here we go. Ha!
So right now she's essentially doing a mic toss, which is a very normal thing, especially in the black church. It is a very normal thing in the black church to do a mic toss if it's a good song and it's like a little vamp. So you see the choir is sometimes all you need. They're doing that vamp now, right? So as they're doing the vamp, they're gonna have people ad lib. That's a mic toss essentially, especially spur of the moment when you don't know who's gonna get the mic next. They kind of just walk up to you, sing. You got to start singing. That's a mic toss. In the black church, I've been to several of those and I've gotten into some mic tosses over the years. But yeah, it's a spur of the moment. It's not planned. It's very spur of the moment. Whoever the person with the mic feels like passing it to, they pass it on to them. And you got to just get up and sing, or just sit there and sing while they pass the mic to you. You know, there's been some times where I've negated the mic in a mic toss. I have done that before too. Like, no thanks. But you know, sometimes people pass the mic to me when I'm in church and stuff like that. And they say, come on, or they'll call me up on stage last minute or during the song. Come on, LaGreer, and they'll call me up on stage and I'll just get up there and just start singing. You have to think on the spot of, okay, I hear this vamp. How do I go with this vamp? How do I go around this vamp? How do I sing along with this? Because ad-libbing is a skill. Ad-libbing is not something that everybody can do, okay? Ad-libbing is definitely a skill that you can learn, but some people have that natural knack for ad-libbing too. People who are more comfortable, charismatic, they can kind of do that kind of stuff. They have musical ear, they can kind of hear that kind of stuff. But learning how to ad-lib sometimes is getting back in front of your face and saying, hey, sing. And you just gotta just start singing. And just start figuring something out on the fly. That's ad-libbing. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. So she's right now doing a mic toss at the Tonys, okay? She's doing a mic toss literally at the Tonys, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. All you need.
Teen Kristen, needed a song. That was nice.
I know you can sing now. Come on. Hey.
I kind of liked his more chill approach. He has a very nice, warm sound. Need is a song, you know, but they're ad-libbing right now. This is improv 101. This is like book definition of improv right here happening. Adam was gonna come with it, okay? You knew Adam would come with it. I would have found Adam in the audience too had I known he would have been there, okay? Where he at? Because I know he gonna do it. Adam come out the gate swinging, okay? And you know that Cynthia's giving him something to feed off of. That's a good way to improv too. If it's somebody up there with you, give them something to feed off of. Kind of have a conversation in your runs. You know, kind of fill each other out, you know? You can hear her doing that in the mic. Even though the mic is down here, you can hear her. And he's feeding off of her and kind of going off of what she's doing and doing his own thing with it. That's a great way to get people out of their comfort zone a little bit. Just give them something to work with. So yeah, Adam and Cynthia was in tandem right there. It was good. And Adam has such a nice high voice. Like, I knew he was gonna come out the gate swinging. Sometimes, that repeat thing is so churchy. Sometimes, Independence is going right along with her. It's improv, it's in the moment. You know, she's adding some yodel flips in there. She's adding some growls in there. She's adding her own twist to it, but she's saying the word sometimes over and over.
And I am telling you, I am going. This was the best time I'll never know. Just one look back and then it's time to go. The evening started, the Sarah Snook won, then a Tony for purpose, but we just begun.
First of all, it never dawned on me for real, but I was like, when I heard her sing this, I was like, oh my God, Cynthia doing And I'm Telling You would be amazing. Like, it just never hit me, though I never doubted it. It just never like came to my brain to think about it. But when I heard her do it, I was like, this could work. This could work. Like, this could work. I would love to hear her sing the Effie songs. Oh my God, she would do so good. And I am. It's not and I am. And it was more longer, darker. With that more beefy belt with the glottal onset. And I am. But she got away from the beefiness to an extent when she did I am. And I am. It wasn't and I am. It was just and I am. You see how my color kind of changes when I go to the and I am. And you notice her body, she's more digging in the sound and digging in the song with her body. And I am telling you. She's more kind of digging into the floor with her body as the song goes. You gotta dig in with this kind of song. You can't just start. You gotta dig. You can hear a little bit of compression on some syllables still, even in this song. Start toasting. She's adding a little bit of grit growl sounds in this song as well. That's what I'm talking about. That digging. Tony. You can see that body anchoring. She's really using those breathing muscles, those support muscles, those body muscles, using her whole body to sing. Tony. Vowel modification, little vocal slides, little wiggles. Vocal re-emphasis right there. Oh, with a little vocal throw at the end. Tonays, not Tonys. That last one was Tonays, N-A-Y. Tonays. I was like, you're gonna love me. M-A-Y. Same thing, just an N instead of an M. Tonays. There it is. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed watching it and breaking it down with y'all. And as I will forever say to you, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. I love you so much. I'll see you soon.